Okay.
Let's just start off by saying that it looks good. You don't look bald like.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
You have a mirror.
I forgot. I had a mirror. Okay.
I feel like we should start this off by saying that it's currently 10 o'clock at night because our schedules just didn't line up this time.
We got calving and...
Yeah. So when you're our age, I'm like already tucked in.
I know.
Several hundred TikToks.
You notice,
that
nobody can see it under the table, but we've got socks and...
I have my
Hold on. I gotta
Super Mario slippers on.
This is what we're working with under the table.
Yeah.
Comfort. Yeah. Comfort first.
Comfort. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So,
welcome back.
Yeah.
Two Besties, no boundaries.
Yep.
I'm Katrina.
I'm Julie.
Yes. We were supposed to get some information from the podcast director.
Yeah.
That's what I'm calling him now.
Yeah, the producer. Yeah.
About we were supposed to get out somebody's. Anyways,
we have a shout out to someone that left us a comment about some bees.
Yes.
But I don't remember who that person is because he was supposed to give us the answer to that.
Hold on, I can find it.
We're going to find the bees.
Hold on. Yeah. Maybe I can't because I don't know what platform that was. Okay, Dwayne, you can go ahead and cut all that.
Yeah.
We'll start over again.
Yeah.
Let's just start over.
Hi, welcome. Two Besties, no boundaries. I'm Julie. That's Katrina.
I'm Katrina. Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
If you hit the button to like or subscribe or come back because you told your besties about this.
Yep.
And the besties liked it too.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And we're not just on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook.
Spotify,
Amazon Music.
I think that's
it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
So welcome back.
Yeah.
All right. Today, Julie, what are we going to talk about?
So we already did an episode on talking about toxic work environments, and we were thinking we want to talk about like careers and like
ambition.
Yeah, and growth in your 40s, like what that looks like. Because are we technically middle aged now?
I don't know. I feel like middle age.
If we live to 80, we're middle aged right now.
Oh.
I know.
I was gonna say I thought middle aged was like 60s now.
We don't live to 120.
I mean,
the Social Security found they found that they
true.
do have people that are
people are 180 years old
that
or
is
something.
But so now we're middle aged.
Okay, so I guess we're
So
whatever.
So like
I'm gonna live it up and own it.
Midlife crisis or midlife opportunity, kind of a situation. But
that is true. Yes. Yeah. So but as we were talking through this, you have reimagined your career.
Oh my gosh, so many times. So many times. Yeah. Like, I mean, I worked at Starbucks for 10 years of my life. Amazing. Great place to work. And then I went and worked for that other company that we already talked plenty about. So I was in the coffee industry for like...
It was Schmacklin's.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to call it.
14 years, I guess. And so when I left there, like I had to make a bigger change. Like, and my husband's like, "But you don't need to work. It's totally fine." But like,
you were like, "Okay, cool."
So like we talked about, I run better when I have something to do. So, I started a Lego business, and then I took my experience from going to business school, and now I am the marketing director for a private school. So I run both of those all the time. So I guess I have a side hustle. The Lego would be a side hustle now. I guess it's not my main thing anymore, but yeah. So I totally had to like pull out of this, and then I'm an entrepreneur, and then pull out of this and be like, I'm in marketing. So yeah, it's just,
you've gone back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah. But I mean, you've done that. You did the same when you went back to school and changed and went to HR.
Yeah. I always tell people that I started my second career at like 30.
Yeah.
Because I was in banking and I did loans and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right out of high school. And then I quickly realized that, this is going to sound funny, that working with the public was not my desire forever.
Yeah.
But then I don't think I really thought through that, because now I work with people. Now I work with people, but they don't go away unless I liberate them from their role. Or better said, they liberate themselves from their role.
Oh, okay. That's a nice way to say it. She fires them.
Remember when Katie, was it Katie or Abby, had like, you know how they're supposed to do like the parents come to school career day thing?
Oh, yeah.
And they were only in elementary school, and it wasn't like a bring your parents a thing. It was just them talking about what your parents do. And they came home to tell us that they let people know that I hire and fire for a living. That's all I do. And I was like, I think
You're hired. You're fired. You're hired. You're
there
fired.
is a lot more. This was when we worked at the same company together. So I did
Did do a
literally
lot of that.
hire and fire. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think everybody, for the most part, either has a desire to reimagine their career or does reimagine their career at some point.
Well,
I feel like I'm gonna have a third career. I feel it coming on.
I feel it coming on. Yeah. Well, and even when you think you have something like locked in, this is what I've got going. This is what I'm going to do. Like my Lego business just changed. I had a retail physical location for 5 years, and then I just had to change gears.
Pivot.
Yeah, pivot. I had to pivot, and now I have a fully online Lego store that does even better, and it's better for my schedule, like I said, because I have almost a full-time other gig going. So
Yeah.
it was hard. It was hard to make the decision. I felt like a failure. My mom's like, "You didn't fail. You're just pivoting. You're changing.
Yeah.
You're doing something different, but you're still, successful. It's just in a different vein." So yeah.
Well, but I think I've always thought it was really cool that you took the chance to like go out there and start your own business.
Oh yeah.
Because like Dwayne has wanted to do that several times. It's scary.
It is really scary. And the part that scares me is the financial thing, the financial responsibility of it all. And we had an employee for 3 of those 5 years. So like you're also responsible for someone's kind of like, livelihood. And so that kind of aspect of it too. But
Yeah.
being an entrepreneur isn't for the weak, for sure.
Did you ever feel like you were late to the game, or that you didn't get there in the right amount of time that you wanted? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Like I said, I was at Starbucks for 10 years. Well, I got my first bachelor's degree while I was working at Starbucks, and I couldn't find a job with it. And so, very stereotypical, but I stayed at Starbucks because they gave me health insurance, and they ended up paying for my second bachelor's in business. And so, like that, so by that time, when I got my second bachelor's, I was 30. I was 30 when I graduated. So, like, oh man,
Yeah.
I felt way behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially since my goal was like, I want a family, I want all this stuff. Like, so yeah, I felt like, when I finally got that job at that other toxic place, I almost just said the name, that toxic place.
We gotta name it something like Unicorn Coffee Company.
Yeah. That wonderful place. And like I said, I was a corporate girly. I felt like, okay, good. I'm finally on track. I'm still kind of behind the this is my first big girl job.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt behind for a long time. And now I feel kind of like tossed up again.
Yeah.
Like when I re-entered and went and got that marketing job, I was like, what am I doing? I just got out of this kind of, but yeah.
Sorry.
It's like we said,
Tired.
it's late for us. It's late.
No, I think I would agree with you. I think I don't know. Sometimes it's just the mind shift of like it being okay to be a different timeline than what you originally set out for.
Right.
Right. So I think that can be.
Well, and like, haven't you ever felt like, okay, I'm like when you went back to college?
Yeah.
You were like starting over a career,
Yeah.
like, and it seemed like everyone else already had it and went on. Did it seem like that to you?
Oh, God, yes. So especially because I was a new graduate, right? Like I hadn't even graduated yet when I got into HR. Like I was still a year out from graduating. And so I'm starting this brand new like job and in a new field and a new place. And it was all exciting, but then I'm like, oh crap, I still got to finish my schooling too.
Yeah.
And so the one thing that nobody tells you about HR when you start to go into HR is how hard it is to get into
your foot in the door
doing the job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I was blessed enough that I had the opportunity to, even though it was at the toxic workplace, Unicorn Coffee Company.
Yeah.
I still felt blessed that I got that opportunity. But like, I look now at some of the people in my field that I have met that are significantly younger, right? They've
Mhm.
graduated, they went to school right out of high school,
Mhm.
graduated, and now they're in HR, and they're so young. They're like
Yeah.
little baby HR people.
Mhm.
And it makes me, in those moments, it makes me wonder, like, why? Why did I wait so long
Yeah.
to get into it?
Mhm.
But I also had no idea what I wanted to do.
That's so hard. Like, okay, so Abby, she's wanted to be
Oh
a
God,
lawyer
she
forever, and
knows.
she's so driven. It's so impressive to me. Like, she just is really impressive to
Yeah.
me. She's so driven. She knows what she wants to do, and that's great.
Yeah.
But like, is she going to get to our age and be like, okay, I've been a lawyer for a while.
I
I feel
go
like
do
I need to
something.
go do something,
Well,
Yeah.
that's what
And I don't know because she's so focused on this. I
I
don't see
keep
that.
telling her she needs to ensure that she has a plan B, because my concern is, and this goes with all like college students or high school
Yeah.
students going to college.
Yeah.
It's not just my daughter. It's, don't set yourself up for failure in the future by thinking this is the only road you have to go down,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And so I think, I don't know, the older I get, the more I think like how cool it is that I get to kind of reinvent
Yeah.
what I do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And so, and I work for a company that allows me actually to self actualize, is what they actually call it.
Oh, fancy
Like,
words.
I know it used to be self actualization,
Oh.
and now it's self actualize.
Oh boy.
But it's cool because we get to kind of like explore things, right? Like, explore what areas and opportunities you have.
Uh-huh.
And then if you've got the capability to do that job or do that task or that role the best, that's like your comparative advantage,
Mm.
then do it. And so I think it's cool because I've gotten to explore and do things that I haven't gotten to do in other places before.
Yeah. And we were talking to that lady that we worked at the Unicorn Coffee Horrible
Yes.
Place with, and after she watched that episode, she reached out to us and she was like, I still have trauma from that. I still,
Yeah.
but she's another success story about reinventing herself.
Oh
She's
gosh,
she's
yes.
in a dream career doing what
Oh,
she loves, and
like if you
yeah,
can take your passion, I've always told people this, if you can take your passion and turn it into a moneymaker, like 100% kudos to you,
yeah, oh yeah,
because that's what she's done.
yeah. So I mean,
She was into fitness like
yep.
while we were there,
Mm-hmm.
and she got really in shape and
She
all
got
that stuff.
certified in a bunch of different like
Yeah.
workout types and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah,
And I think it's so cool that now she is like the director of fitness or something.
yeah.
At like with
Sorry if we got your job title wrong. I don't remember what it is, but I know you really love it.
it's but she works with senior citizens, which she also
Yes.
has always loved.
Yes.
So I don't.
Yeah, that's what I would. That's the kind of like reinvention story when I think of it. Like because she was in coffee for a long time too, and she completely changed gears
She did.
and chased after this
She
for a
did.
long. I mean, we've been. God, I think she left that company
17,
a little.
18.
Yeah, I think she left it like the year before me in 17. So yeah,
Yeah.
she's been chasing after this fitness thing for a while.
Yeah.
And getting better.
And she's loving it.
Yeah. So like
At least I think she's loving it. I don't know.
I hope so. Leave a comment.
Last we talked, that was what it was.
What she
So,
said, yeah.
Yeah.
And she, she kind of said that episode that we covered brought up a bunch of her box of trauma got open too, and she's like, "Oh gosh," and
Yeah.
we reassured her that good things did come out of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because if that place wasn't that bad, maybe we would still all be there and not found
So
careers that we really love.
what, looking backwards, being that we're in our 40s, looking backwards, what was one of your most fondest places to work? And what was the environment and why?
Oh boy. You know, I'm gonna have to say Starbucks. Not
Yeah.
just because it was a huge
Because
chunk.
they have kick-ass coffee.
They do, but
Caramel macchiato. decaf.
Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks right now is a different company. I worked for the amazing.
You worked for it back when it was Starbucks.
Yes, and the CEO was Howard Schultz, and he was amazing, very good, charismatic leader. I mean, I didn't work directly for the CEO. He was a good CEO and took care of the company
he sign
properly.
Your check?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I still remember like my partner number and everything. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
it was I have lifelong friends from that experience and that environment. It was like, again, it was different than it is now. I go in now and I'm like, I don't even recognize the Starbucks that I used to work for. Um, but I mean, there was a lot of things that I learned at Starbucks that I currently use in my marketing career.
Yeah.
And the camaraderie and like, I mean, there was some really hard days and the camaraderie was there. There was some
Yeah.
really fun times outside of work with people that I met there that, yeah. So that would probably be my like favorite work experience. I mean, not all days. I mean, I had some, I had some hard days there and
Oh
had some
yeah.
horrible managers that made life hell, but
Yeah.
it builds character. So
I don't know.
yeah.
I think
What was yours?
I don't know. I was thinking about that earlier. Probably my favorite place that I worked was when I was at a little place that's no longer actually even in business anymore. It was called County Bank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember? I was
Yeah,
on
my cousin
I
worked
was on the Olive I was at the Olive Branch.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds funny. That was a street name,
Olive, yeah.
Olive Street Branch.
Yep.
But I used to be the drive-through teller.
Yeah.
And I started there when I was going to college, and so I worked part-time. And then by the time I actually left that branch and went to the loan servicing department, I was actually in the process of getting married. Like, so I had moved to full-time. But I loved being a drive-through teller. It was actually one of my favorites, and I think it's because you only talk to a person for like that much time.
Yeah, and you got a window separating you.
And
It's
you
like
could,
the pre-COVID protection there.
but I think it taught me a lot about genuine, quick conversations and how to connect with people.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's my phone.
your phone.
Sorry, I didn't turn the sound off.
I was like, somebody's shooting us with laser guns.
But yeah, I think that was probably one of my favorite places to
Also,
work.
that was probably a job, kind of like Starbucks was, even though I'm horrible about not doing what I'm going to say right now. It was probably a job that you could probably leave there when you went home at night. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite things looking back is like you had to just make sure your till.
Because that's the thing,
balance.
as you climb that corporate ladder, it gets harder and harder to leave.
I've been on vacation for the last 4 days, Julie, and I have checked my phone at least 3 times.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know, because I'm not going to respond to the messages because I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anybody to know I'm actually checking them.
Right.
But I think it's
but
like,
now you know.
So today's Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday. I will probably get it on and check my emails because I like to be prepared for what I'm walking into on Monday.
Yeah.
And it's not any way that like I hate my job. I love my job and I love the company I work for and the people I work with. It's just to your point, and they laughed at me the other day when I said this, more money, more problems.
Yeah.
Like the more you make and the bigger you get, the more issues you have and people will depend on you. And so my goal is always, they were laughing at me. My goal is always to set somewhere up so that they don't have to depend on me and they don't know that I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Then if they don't miss you, then
then they start questioning like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I don't know. So what do you see? And we'll get to it because I'd love to talk through imposter syndrome.
Okay.
I surprised somebody one time by telling them that they had imposter syndrome.
I feel like we need to pull up the definition of that because I feel like there's gonna be a bunch of people that don't know.
Okay. You do that. I'll keep talking while you look it up on the website.
I got it now.
Oh, you got
my phone's fast. I got 23 Ultra over here.
That's right.
Because iPhones are crap. Okay, imposter syndrome is a behavioral health issue that causes people to doubt their skills, accomplishments, or intellect. So it's self-doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So usually what I've seen in people is they get imposter syndrome when they either grow in a role too big, too fast. So time and role, they don't have time and role.
Yeah.
I've also seen it where like you get a new grad from college and they go from being book smart to now having to apply book smart to real life.
Yeah, that's hard.
That can also be really hard. I've also seen it where somebody questions if they're self-doubting themselves because they don't have the same experience, education, time and role, any of that kind of stuff than their peers.
Yeah.
Right? And so I will tell you, I have imposter syndrome, and it's because of the amount of time I've been doing my career has been God, I don't know, 15 years, 12, 15 years, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But I learned all of my book stuff. I went to college online before it was cool to go online.
Yeah, right.
So I've always felt like I learned really, really fast.
Yeah.
The problem also was my first job in my career
Was the toxic place.
was the toxic place. And I felt like I learned all the bad things first, like all the bad habits instead of the good habits first. And so I've had to unlearn and relearn a lot of things throughout my career
Yeah.
that caused me to feel like I have the imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not in any way an insult to anybody that has it, but
Mhm.
if any of those things you could identify with, you
Mhm.
probably have it, and it's okay. Like, it is truly okay. I have times where I'll walk into a room with a bunch of engineers and leaders and feel like the stupidest person in the world, but I will fake that shit to the
Oh yeah.
maximum.
I'm a big fake it till you make it kind of person.
Yeah. And I am not, I'm also, I think I've been pretty clear through this podcast. I am also one that doesn't care what people think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask 5,000 questions because I want to make sure I understand what they're asking out of me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I totally get
that's
it.
my imposter syndrome.
I have it now in this new role because I'm doing a lot of design work and things like that are new to me, or making certain, like, I've been asked to make some different documents that I haven't had to design before, and I'm like, okay, does this look right? So
do you TikTok it?
So no,
You're gonna laugh. I can't figure out Excel, so I TikTok it.
Oh, really? There are really awesome.
Well, because I don't want to watch
TikTok
a 20-minute YouTube video on it.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I just want quick.
But you should watch whatever, how long over this minute.
Oh yes,
YouTube video is. Yeah. No, I totally get. Oh, I was like, oh, I totally get what you're saying, because and I don't know, maybe it's a woman thing. Like, my husband has a level of self-confidence I've never seen in anybody in my life. And I've told him that. Like,
is it really self-confidence, or does he fake it?
If he's faking it, he is the best faking it I've ever seen in my life. There's even if he is kind of wavering a little, I can tell he's kind of wavering a little. He's still like, it's full on, full send. He's confident. I know how to do this. This is fine. Like, nothing. And he just, I don't know. He just has he wasn't popular in high school and like all this stuff. And
the Bob.
Yeah. And he didn't care. He doesn't care. I'm like, gosh, Yeah. So So when I doubt myself, especially, like I said, starting a new business, there's a lot of doubt and a lot of faking it till you make it. Like, how do you do this? There's not a manual somewhere how to open a Lego store.
Oh God, no.
There's no manual.
I mean, if only there was an easy manual on how to do taxes.
Yeah.
As an adult.
That'd be handy. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I think I said last episode or something like that I feel like I'm a kid masquerading as a grown adult sometimes. And so maybe that's part of my imposter syndrome. Like, I see myself as a little kid still. And so I'm thinking these people I'm speaking to are like, she's 12, but
and I think that's I don't know. So I guess one of the questions, even for the viewers, is like, what do you do to get new skills? Right? Like, okay, so we started a podcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
not that we're learning anything technically, because Dwayne takes care of all of that.
Yeah.
We're just the talent. We've been very clear on that.
Talent.
I do think that it's an opportunity. Like, I've learned a couple of things through this process about myself and how I communicate, that I think have helped me at work as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when we started that first one, I watched the first podcast, and then when it became available on Amazon Music, I told you guys I listened to it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to slow down how fast I'm talking, so there's always ways.
Which is so funny, because in the first episode, Julie is so quiet and she is so loud.
I'm not. Yeah, you guys are
usually
really
loud.
Back. Like,
we're kind of both loud.
I think it's because I do that talk under my breath kind of thing, but I wasn't doing it loud enough into the microphone.
Yeah. So I think when we think about growth, there's a professional growth, there's personal growth.
Yep.
On the personal side, gosh, there's so many different things that you can do. I mean, I know throughout this podcast, I've told everybody how I don't really do hobbies. I have
just bees.
I have bees, but unfortunately, the bees also have to go somewhere soon, so I won't have bees anymore.
You can have a traveling hive.
You mean just drive down I-5 with my hive? I'd look like what's that bear that's always getting into the hives?
Pooh? Pooh Bear, the most
I-
important bear, or the
people
most
would think-
popular bear ever?
People would think that I was Pooh.
Pooh Bear? No. That's Katrina in her Prius with her
But
travel hive.
I think that it's a tough one because I always want to try to have lots of growth professionally and personally. But like we talked about, I think a little bit on the last episode of boundary setting. You know, there's therapy. I went to a therapist this last year through like our EAP at work.
Uh-huh.
And so virtually, which also I don't love. Like if you're gonna do therapy, I feel like it needs to be in person. Like this is therapy to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like this is therapeutic. Mm-hmm. But I did it online and the therapist, like it makes me laugh now. She was absolutely the worst I've ever went to.
Oh no.
Like I've had some really great therapists. Like I can't say that I had one prior to her that probably shouldn't have been a therapist. Like no, she just shouldn't have been. This one was telling me that a majority of our family's issues and the issues that I was talking to her about were my fault.
Oh, that's fun. You're like, so I'm going to go jump on front of a truck now.
Yeah. So then I called Dwayne and I was like, is it really my fault that like this stuff happens? And he was like, absolutely not.
No. Yeah. Your parents' traumas aren't yours. Yeah.
Well, and it's one of those things that we were going through some stuff with the kids. And anyways, it's just like she had the weirdest name. Her name was like Euphoria or something. Like,
all right.
Yeah.
You sure she was that kind of therapist? Wasn't like, okay.
Maybe she picked the wrong setting. But yeah. So anyways, what kind of things do you do for personal growth? Anything?
Oh man. I don't know. I mean, I think you said it earlier about like learning, like lifelong learner. Like so I am such a nerd about learning stuff like that. So I'm always like, can I do this? Can I do this? My husband's like, you can only handle so many things at once.
Yeah.
You can only have so many hobbies. Like you gotta figure out what's important.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I think I don't know, when I look back at my 30s, and you can say if we talked about the imposter syndrome, which I had definitely in my 30s. When I look back to my 30s and then look forward into my 40s, I think one of the big things is I got to stop being too proud to ask for help.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
Like
I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man, kind of a thing.
Well, it's kind of one of those that's like I don't want to show weakness by letting somebody know I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that kind of opens you up sometimes. You know, like when you reach out for help, it's like, okay, I gotta open up, be vulnerable. That's the word I'm looking for.
Be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's a hard.
Yep,
that's a hard one. So, yeah, no, I think that I don't know. I think that can be tough.
Yeah,
for sure. So, yeah. Any advice?
Advice for people that want to, like, looking at making a career change or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean,
or like, getting thrown, like, I mean, I know both of us have experienced this because, like, your husband has a job that, like, he changes sites often.
Yeah, he's doing the same work, just different employers in different locations.
But I think that, like, for people that are going through, like, a change that you didn't expect or you didn't see coming, it can be difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, or like, I have a cousin who their company just went belly up and they've been working there forever and now they're without a job. So yeah, sometimes that change that you're looking at making isn't really on your time.
No, and I think that's the hard part, right? Is when you don't plan for those changes, it can be difficult.
Yeah, like I remember the moment at Starbucks when I was like, I'm ready. I gotta get out of here. I gotta make a big girl change. It was snowing and there was really deep snow in Corvallis and I'm pulling our trash can out. I put off taking it out all morning and I'm the shift manager. So I have to go out and do it myself. So I'm like, all right, I'll be back, guys. So I suit up, I got boots on, I go out and I'm pulling this stupid thing through really deep snow and I fall flat on my face.
Oh, I like the floor at the coffee company.
Yeah. Yeah. I fall a lot, I guess. I don't know. That was what I did have epiphany then too. Oh man.
You just had another
I
epiphany.
hope I don't fall. Yeah, so I'm face down in the snow and my cars are just driving by like there's not a barista. I have my green apron on. You can see me in the snow.
Barista.
There's not a
This was
barista in the snow over there
this was like
crying.
circle.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So then I got up and I was like, I'm hauling this empty trash can back after I emptied it, hauling it back to the thing. I'm like, I got to do something different. This is stupid. Hey, a 30-year-old woman in the snow. And yeah.
I think anybody that's done a career change has had those epiphanies. Like
Yeah.
I had one when I was a loan officer and I was helping a member at the credit union that I was at. And I had this moment of like, I can't do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I am not going to retire doing this.
Yeah.
This isn't going to help me. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. There's, there comes a time sometimes when you just realize, okay, this has run its course. I'm done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that, I mean, the advice that I would give to anybody is if you don't know what you want to do next, go and explore.
Yeah.
Find people that do something. Like, so funny enough, I originally was going to go to college to be a elementary school teacher
Mm.
because I actually do like kids. I just don't like parents.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just don't like mine.
No, I do like kids. Kids though
Okay.
kids can be assholes, but
Yeah.
I kind of veer towards those people. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, when I actually got my scholarship, then I had to really decide what I wanted to do. And I remember I called Dwayne's aunt, who at the time was a teacher. Her husband was a superintendent back home. And I said, "Hey, I'm thinking of doing elementary education. What's your thoughts on it?" And she was like, "Well, what's your other option?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I have a member at the credit union whose wife does human resources and he thinks I'd be really good at it." And she was like, "Okay, well, long story short," and there was more to the conversation, but this is
Yeah.
what I got
It's
from
the
it.
abridged version.
Yes, is you can be a teacher and get your heart bank filled,
Yeah.
right? Get all the feelings and feel like you're doing something.
Sure.
Or you can go into human resources and get your bank account filled,
Yeah.
which kind of can, not really.
Yeah. In the right way. Yeah.
Yeah, right company, right way.
Yeah.
So I decided after I went to a couple HR meetings, like that's called SHRM, the SHRM meetings and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, um, that I wanted to explore HR. It just seemed the compliance side actually is what seemed interesting to me. I
Mm-hmm.
have always said I think I'd go back and be an employment lawyer if I went back to school
Oh,
again.
really?
Yeah, because I love reading like law and stuff.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I,
Yeah.
but I
Business
just
law was my least favorite
oh,
class.
not business law, just employment law.
I know, but that's why I'm like,
But yeah, I think that I think you just have to take a step out there and find out what's out there. Now, at one time, I would not do it now. I would have loved to be a career counselor,
Oh, really?
like at a high school,
Yeah.
like a high school guidance
Mhm.
counselor.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it now.
Yeah.
I just think, yeah.
Yeah. I would say in I'm really spoiled because now I work in like a nonprofit uh private school. And so like public school, going back because I originally that's where I started was when I was a teacher the first time. It was in uh private. And I'm just like, I don't want to ever go to public school. It's kind of scary. I don't know
No,
if I'd ever want
I
to,
know.
especially when people were going through that COVID and they were teaching
Oh God.
over a screen.
that
Like
was
they don't
when
listen to you when you're in front of them. I can't imagine.
So that was when I like totally realized that I had picked the right career.
Yeah.
I could have never done that.
No.
I would have
No.
It would not have worked for me. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think
Yeah.
if you could go back though,
Okay.
what career advice would you give your 25-year-old self?
Oh man. I would have never messed around with getting my first bachelor's degree. So my first bachelor's degree is in animal science, and it was my passion at that time. I really wanted to be an animal nutritionist, and I just graduated at the wrong times. I graduated during that first recession in
Oh, yes.
2008. So like
God,
there was no
I was just
chance.
thinking like, wait, we graduated in 2002. When would she have graduated?
Oh, I graduated my first bachelor's in 2008. Yeah. And so not all of us do 4-year degrees in 4 years because some of us have to work and we can do it in our time. But yeah, so I would probably tell my 25-year-old self, or even earlier, like, focus on what is going to lead to a career. I know that people always say follow your passion, but sometimes passion doesn't equate to,
No, and I think
and
that
sometimes passion has to be your side gig. So like Lego is
yeah,
my side gig because I that's one of my favorite
that's
hobbies.
what I
I
was just
love,
gonna say.
yeah.
Is sometimes you
Sometimes
get
your passion has to be your side gig, and then you need a job that you can tolerate. You can enjoy it. Like I mean, I
that's why you have
enjoy.
like financial analysts that are DJs on the weekend.
Yeah, yeah, or I mean, yeah, so we all kinda, I mean, that's why I think side gigs are so popular right now, like, everybody has Etsy's and all this other stuff going on because
Oh yeah.
you
I always
can't make a living at it, but it's fun on the side,
I
you
always
know?
thought it would be so fun to be do you remember it was God, I don't remember how long ago this show was on. The taxi cab confessionals.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought it'd be so fun to be the taxi cab driver.
Mhm. Yeah, you do
Like
learn
that
all the
kind of
juicy
like that
bits.
drunken history,
Oh, yeah.
like the TV host.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
What would you do? I mean, you already do Lego, so I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't have one. What would you do though if you could pick like money wasn't an object and you could just do whatever you wanted to
Man, you're asking all the
do?
hard questions or deep
It's late at
questions.
night.
So, like, if I could have any job,
Any job.
what would it be?
Yeah. If money wasn't an object and you just wanted to do something to because you were a housewife
Because I was a house.
and you were bored.
And so I'm gonna go get a job, and it doesn't matter what job it
Yep.
is. Oh, man. I really, we haven't had an episode on health and stuff
No.
yet, but I feel like I really missed the boat. I should have went into healthcare at some
Oh,
point.
okay.
So, yeah, because I've had so much health stuff go on and like, yeah, like I'm an old timer at the ER department in Hermiston. My husband will not like that comment, but we're in there a lot. I'm like, oh, we're going to get the CT scan. Yeah, I got it. No, I know this stuff makes you feel like you're going to pee your pants. I got this. No. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Like, I feel like
You're
it's
there
not that
more
bad
than
yet.
like the 75-year-old patients.
Yeah, what's worse is like when I had the Lego store, I would go in to get like my blood drawn, and the person drawing my blood, she's like, "Oh, the Lego lady." I'm like, "Oh, hey!" Like now I actually do know people at the hospital, but I feel like I missed the boat. I feel like I probably should have been like a nurse
I was gonna
or
say
some
you
sort
want
of
to do like
healthcare.
actual practical healthcare.
Yeah, I feel like that I would have liked that just because like one of my favorite classes in college was, biology and anat and phys, even though it made me cry a lot. I mean, anat and phys is tough. It's not for the weak, for sure.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I would
So I
not.
think healthcare, I think would be a job that I would be like, oh yeah. Like it even sounds interesting to me to just go and like be the check-in person at ER because you'd learn all the
I feel like the
this guy
register.
walked in tonight with this going on, you'd know all the
Oh
details.
gosh,
Yeah.
that does sound fun though.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do. I've always said that my next career is going to be a Walmart greeter,
Huh.
just because I
You still
love
have all of your
you.
teeth and
You
like most of your
know,
limb or
but you know how much I love to just people watch.
yeah.
I
You wouldn't be
mean,
saying anything, you'd just be like, not every Walmart is created equal though, because like you go in a Walmart like in a nicer area, you're like,
we
look
went
how,
into the
how clean
Walmart.
these floors are.
We went into the Walmart in Woodland, Washington. It was like I was
Oh,
like, what universe did we just enter? It's like brand new, nice. Like even their selection. It looked like a Kohl's and then it looked like a really fancy grocery store. I was like,
yeah.
what is
I
this?
remember when we first moved up here, we went to the Walmart here in Lebanon and
Oh
we were like,
yeah.
wow, look how clean this is. Because
Oh,
the
it is.
Walmart in Merced,
Oh,
California, be
I
looking
can't.
rough.
I was just gonna say I haven't even been
Oh,
there lately.
there was certain Walmarts that when I lived in Fresno, me and my roommate did not go to because it was nasty. Like,
It has a smell to it.
yeah, it's like the hooker Denny's. We didn't go to the Denny's on Shaw and 41 Shaw. I don't know. We called it the hooker Denny's because
Because
like
that's where
at a
the
certain
hookers.
hour, that's where the hookers were at, was at Denny's. And it
It's
was
funny.
same thing. It was dirty. You always went to the cleaner Walmart. You always went to the cleaner Denny's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would be like I've always said if I retired, that would be my thing. But I would love to work at a library.
Oh, yeah. I could see you doing that.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know
You
that
you
I'm
know what? When you
quiet
retire,
enough.
you could be that old lady that's like,
Just
stamping
yelling
the
at.
book.
Oh, I was gonna say. I
Stamping the
thought you were
book.
gonna say yelling at people like, shh,
Yeah. Shh, quiet. Yeah,
you're in the library.
I've never
Quiet.
been quiet.
That's my only problem. Because no, you know me. There'd be like I'd be on one side of the library and somebody be on the other side, and I'd be like, "I found your book,"
Yeah.
and then they'd be me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I just thought about?
No.
I said that Starbucks was like my favorite place to work.
What?
But I have to tell this traumatic story that be nice to your baristas, because we sometimes the worst part about working in Starbucks or any
Oh
customer
god, you
service
get like
is customers. They're
oh
horrible.
yeah,
They're horrible to you. So like
and for some reason they think that they're entitled because they're giving you a coffee order.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's a fucking coffee order.
yeah,
You don't need to make it into a science project.
yeah, yeah. I had one time I was making drinks and I worked in a busy drive-through in Fresno, and I handed the drinks down the line, and I'm still working on the next drink. All of a sudden, this drink comes flying back in the window and hits like my hip and goes down my leg. Thank God it was a cold caramel macchiato, but it was supposed to be hot, and the guy was like done.
Yeah, see,
He
it
couldn't
wouldn't
handle his life
last.
anymore, and he just threw that in the window. My manager saw that. She came out around the corner, and she's like, "I'm sorry, but you got to go." And she told the guy to leave. But like
See, and
he
she
threw
probably
his
handled
drink in because it was supposed to be hot and it was cold. We made an iced one instead of hot. Like instead of saying, "Hey, this is supposed to be,"
I just like that. Like it's probably a good thing that I worked in public service like places earlier in my life because like that, I think I would have ended up just like screaming at the guy.
yeah, that could have been an aha moment right
I
there.
would think
That was a red flag that I missed.
I would have been like getting fired for how I
I was in
handled.
shock. I mean, thank God it was ice, because if it was a hot drink, I would have
Oh,
had burns around
yeah.
my thigh and everything. But yeah, so yeah, it was one of my favorite places to work, but it was
Also
also trying.
again, dude, it was what? Probably back then a $4 drink
Yeah,
of coffee. Like, is your life gonna end because you didn't get a hot
yeah,
coffee?
yeah. Oh,
Guess what? Take it to work. Put it in the microwave and warm it up.
drink nice.
Freaking A.
Yeah. Yeah, or it's the same drink, it just tastes just fine cold, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's great. So, I just thought about that. I was like, it's not actually all sunshine and
I think
rainbows.
sometimes like there's a couple of places that I've worked that I would say were great experiences for me because I learned a lot.
Mhm.
I just don't know that they were my favorite places. Like if I had to pick one.
Yeah. Well, and like we talked about that toxic work environment, there was some good that came out of it. I mean, a lot of we worked with a really awesome marketing company that
Oh yeah.
taught me a lot about what I'm currently doing. So I mean, there can be, there can be little bright spots in it. And so
Yeah.
that's why when we talk about like reinventing yourself or like making a change, some things like that might come along to show you, hey, there's something else out there
Yeah.
that would be just as good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe try it,
Exactly.
learn a new hobby, get a new job. You're 40. Who cares?
Well,
Go.
and you know what? One of the things that I have found that is the worst for a personal on a personal side, not just a professional side, is when you stay at a job for too long.
Yeah.
Like we've both experienced it in some ways, and I know people that have experienced it, and it bleeds into your personal life, which then cause you more issues. And so there's a certain point where you got to say enough is enough. It's time for me to go find something new.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's hard to learn
You're
when
not
to
the
do that.
crusader that's going to change the world in that one spot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you can kind of tell sometimes when you're like I said, you feel like you're treading water and somebody keeps like, throwing a bucket over your head, drowning more. Like you're like, I'm already drowning.
You're trying to put the bucket out of the
Yeah,
boat,
you're
they're
like,
putting it back in.
yeah, they're putting, so like you're bailing water out on this side, they're putting water back, and then you're just like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this?
It
So,
looks like me and Julie trying to row a boat.
yeah,
That's entertaining.
maybe I'll have to make a video this year in my new kayak. Be like, look, I learned how to row.
We're going to have to do a teaching video, a how to.
I know.
So
I know if we get her to actually show us, we're gonna
add some TikToks.
Yeah, we're gonna have Katie teach us some TikToks.
God knows we're going to end up. It's going to get it entertaining.
Well, she told me that she mostly just makes videos about her checking her fit. And then she looked at me with what I was wearing and she was like,
she made me do a video with her.
I know, I saw that.
Oh, you did?
That's why I told her, I'm like, how come you don't do it?
I always look like a 40-year-old like
I mean, that's what we're supposed
lesbian in those. I don't know why. But anyways, it's probably because that's the way I dress.
to.
I don't know.
No, she just looked at the way I was dressed and she was like, we can't do a video.
I also might have been super hungover in that video. So
Oh, was that your hungover day?
Yeah, I drank a little too much of the Jesus wine.
Jesus, wine. You broke into church, stole the communion wine, or what are you doing?
No, I capped it off with a port.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
Ugh, God, that was bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, great port.
And I'm over here like, I ate too much cheese. I'm gonna be sick tomorrow.
Yes.
Too much of that spicy cheese.
Well, listen, if you've got advice for personal or professional growth that you think that we need, because
Or we
God
got
knows
something
we
wrong.
need it,
I mean, I don't
or
know.
we got something wrong, just
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah.
But other than that, just make sure that you hit the bell,
Like, subscribe.
subscribe, join us, tell your besties,
Yes.
and then yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Ah.
Out, bitches.